Hi, today I want to talk about this Smart Spend Optimization project. The Smart Spend Optimization project aims to develop a machine learning solution that helps employees to reduce unnecessary spending on internal cost, for example, equipment and travel. For our company, managing internal costs is a manual process, and this causes inefficiencies and frustration among employees. That's why we thought about a machine learning solution to solve this issue. A machine learning solution could analyze employee spending patterns and identify buying trends. It could also learn from the past data and provide personalized recommendations, alternative and more cheaper alternative solutions to the employees. The expected result of this would be that the financial performance of our company improves because of the cost savings to reduce spending, and we have a higher employee satisfaction because of the automated and personalized recommendations. And it should also be mentioned that a higher stock price also has benefits for our employees. So, as explained before, we plan to develop a machine learning solution to optimize the spending. The primary goal is to reduce unnecessary spending on equipment or excessive spending on equipment, travel, or other internal costs while maintaining high employee satisfaction. So all this machine learning solution will therefore affect all employees. And why are we doing this? We are doing this because the financial performance is an important factor that impacts our stock price, and therefore any cost savings are highly appreciated by our stockholders. And the problem with the current process is that the current process does not provide any alternative solutions, and therefore employee engagement is very low, and especially these gaps in the process force employees to fail first when they violate a company rule, and then they have to search for an alternative solution, for example, a cheaper hotel. This leads to frustration and because of this non-transparent spending process. What are the success criteria for our implementation? So the success criteria is the improved financial performance of our company because of the reduced internal spending. The business impact will be this reduction in internal costs, for example, for equipment and travel. We will measure the following outcome metrics: employee satisfaction with the recommendations especially, then the average savings per employee, and the overall reduction in internal spending. Output metrics for the machine learning solution would be precision or relevance of the recommendations of the recommendation system and the accuracy of the predicted savings. So the machine learning solution could also predict the efficiency of the cost saving measures from the data. What are identify factors? Here we will do some interviews with employees to understand their current spending patterns, pain points, and expectations. Try already to derive the spending patterns. Might depend on the organization or department the employee is currently working in, and the employee demographics, or the time they spend with the company, and of course also the currently effective company policies and how we do the change management with these companies, so how we roll out these changes to the employee base. And, our solution validation plan looks like this. The system tries to reduce the spending in several ways, so it proposes an alternative which is more cost effective, for example, cheaper hotel or a laptop with less memory. Then the system will be trained on to identify patterns in the spending and predict the potential areas for cost optimizations. Yeah, for example, moving from an iPhone to an Android device. And it will also detect the dependency on the employee properties, the job role, department, organization. As soon as we have a working prototype of the machine learning system, we will create a working skeleton and we'll try to use it to validate it. And we will then also collect the employee feedback working with this prototype, and then from this we will make the adjustments to the solutions. After we have refined the solutions, probably taken more than one iteration, we will also do a pilot test to check if our outcomes, the internal cost savings targets, can be achieved with this solution, and if the employee engagement is high enough to achieve the cost savings. Okay, the system design. This system design decisions we will make. We will deploy this solution as a cloud solution because it has to integrate with all our IT systems, and not all our users have a mobile device. With regard to learning, we will first start with offline learning. Then we might use an event-driven training pipeline to react on changes in the catalog, or for example, if a new generation of iPhones gets added to the catalog, but eventually we plan to use an online learning mechanism to closely follow the spending patterns or the changes in spending patterns of the users automatically. But we expect learning curve, that's why we start with offline learning first. With regard to prediction, it's clear that we need an online predictions because we need an immediate recommendations, otherwise this would lead to user frustrations. And finally, the financial risk, the potential risk in productions are, to reduce these risks in productions, we will do a go live check. So we will run in parallel to the current system, similar to the pilot test, and we will also check then if the system generalizes to the currently available data or if it's already outdated. And then we will also validate the latency that we introduce with this process. As explained before, we need an immediate proposal of an alternative so that the employee engagement stays high. And with regard to the changes of the product catalog, we think these, of course, changes the spending patterns, or if the company policy just removes a certain type of items from the catalog, or certain travel arrangement, let's say business class, then this will lead to a data drift, and that's why we have to update our model, and this risk is already taken care in this plan for the event-driven pipeline or the online learning. Thank you.